Welcome you all students. Again I come up with a question from projections of solid. Let me read out the question first. Draw the projections of a cone, base 30 mm diameter and axis 50 mm long, resting on HP on a point of its base circle with the axis making an angle of 45 degree with HP and parallel to VP. So take the given data, try to extract all the things, what are the things given in the question. Object, it's nothing but a cone. What about the measurements? Diameter of the object is given 30 mm. If the diameter is 30, then your radius will be half of it, 15 mm, 15 mm. Then what is given? Axis is long, how much? 50 mm. So height of the object is 50 mm. Resting on HP with base point, with one of the point of the base circle, right, on HP, and the axis inclination is making 45 degree with HP, 45 degree with what? Inclined to 45 degree inclined to HP, right? So these are the things have been given in the questions. So it is inclined to one of the principal plane HP. If it is inclined, definitely we need to undergo two stages as per the change of position method. What are the stages? The first is a simple position and the second is the axis inclination. This steps followed by the method called rotating object method or change of position method. Okay, fine. First, a simple position. This is the exact object given for us, cone. It has one base and this is the apex or vertex. These are the things are generators. There is no edges, okay, as far as this cone is concerned. Okay, fine. So here the axis is inclined to HP and parallel to VP. Am I right? So it's at position when you take this as a horizontal plane, that means ground as a horizontal plane, board as a vertical plane. In the sense, the exact position for the object is something like this. So if it is the case, initial assumption we will take, that means since it is inclined to HP, we will be taking just perpendicular to HP. So if it is perpendicular to HP, what happens? From the top view we could able to see the true shape, and from the front view we could able to see the height of the object, right? From the top view we could able to see the true shape. So since the top view show the true shape, we need to begin from the same respective plane, that means inclined to HP, in the sense we have to take from the HP plane because the top view falls on the HP. Okay, we need to start from HP. So in order to get the trace of the circle, I am going to take 15 mm in my compass and keeping this as center, I am going to draw this circle. So the circle will be something like this. Circle will be something like this. Okay, so this is the object for me. Okay, so now in order to get the trace and get the final front view and final top view, I am going to divide this base circle into 4 equal parts. Okay, for that initially I am going to draw, I have drawn the vertical line through the center, and then take the horizontal line just passing through the center, so that the circle can be divided into 4 equal parts. If you want to get a more accurate diagram or more accurate shape of the final front view and final top view, we can go with the 8 equal divisions. Okay, so I am going with the 4 equal parts. So this is the trace, so you can make as a dark one. As far as this is a circular object like a cylinder or cone is concerned, at any position we can keep it, since there is no edge and corners, so there won't be any confusions. If you keep at any positions, naturally you will get the position. Okay, fine. So I'm going to take this as A, this as B, this as C, this as D. And here comes, when you are looking from the top, we can see the apex or vertex point. We can name it as O. O. There is no edges, so simply the circle should be a dark one. There is no edges, right? So then take the projectors to the next level in order to identify the front view. Axis height is given, so just raising up the axis, measuring 50 mm in my compass, just I am gonna have the cut mark, so that I will specify the O dash apex at the front view. So now if you connect it, you could able to get the shape of the object. So here comes in the front view, A, B, C will be visible. This D will be invisible, just lies behind. So A dash, B dash, C dash and D dash is invisible behind B. So here comes the boundary should be closed and boundary should be a dark one. There is no intermediate edges. All the things are, the cone is bounded by the generators, so no need to specify intermediate lines as a dark. Okay, only the boundary should be a dark one. Fine. And then move to the second stage, axis inclination. Now check how it is being kept. The axis is kept 90 degree to horizontal plane. It should be tilted. Okay. In order to tilt, just like this, I am going to tilt the object something like this. In order to tilt the object, I am going to take imaginary line at the point C. At the point C. Because if it is a prism or a cylinder, we will be getting the parallel lines along with the axis. So by tilting the end line, just automatically we will be getting the axis tilted to a particular angle. Here comes, it is in inclined manner. So in order to get the better trace, I am going to take a imaginary line on the C. Okay. So first of all, I am going to tilt it, and if you check, this imaginary line is just parallel to the axis. So first, by keeping your protractor, go for reading 45 mm and have a line which is nothing but the imaginary line, this line. Okay. And then one of the points should be on the ground HP. Okay, when we are tilting. So I am going to take C at this particular place. This is the C1 dash, C1 dash. And then look at this baseline. Look at this baseline. How it is been placed with respect to this imaginary line, which is perpendicular, right? So from this I am going to take 90 degree line, so that I could able to identify the baseline. Now take the measurement C to A. What is the measurement? Give the cut mark. It is A1 dash. Okay. And what about the B1 and D1 dash? Just take the measurement. Go for conveying it. So this would be B1 dash and D1 dash. Okay. It's a triangular face, right? So identifying apex is very easy. Okay. Just take the measurement from A to O, and by keeping it A, have a cut mark. Take the measurement C to O, keeping it C, just have a cut mark. So you will identify the apex O1 dash here. Take the line. By connecting the corners, you will get, by connecting the point A and C, you will get like this. Okay. So it is the same image of previous stage front view, but in a tilted manner. So what are the things are dark, you can make as a dark one. At the middle, have the axis, have to take the axis as a long line dot, okay. It's a chain line. Fine. So now we have completed it. Okay. Completed. What is next? The final top view. So for that, get the projectors. Get the projectors from each points, from the base as well from the apex. Get the things from the previous stage. Get the horizontal projectors. So it will be like this. Okay. And afterwards, go for the mapping works. just go for mapping. Try to find the intersection point. If I want to mark A, it's a horizontal, it's a vertical. Meeting at this place, this becomes A1. B, here is B and here is the B. Just it is meeting B1. C, horizontal, vertical, is meeting at this place C1. What about D? Here it is D1. Where is the apex? Horizontal line for the apex and vertical line for the apex. Meeting at this place, this is O1. What is the first step? I would insist boundary should be closed, right? So without any confusions, you can make all the outermost points as a dark one. Okay, here we have to consider this a circular object. Okay, at the base of the object is with the circle. So what we have to do is, when you are identifying it, the topmost and bottommost will be a straight line, just like it will be observing like a straight line. So you can make the outermost edge, outermost line D to O and O to B as a dark line. When you are coming to marking the base, you must keep in your mind it's a circular object, right? It's a circular shape. So in a free hand, how to connect D to A, okay, and A to B. How to connect with a free hand, but it's a dark line. It's coming under the boundary, outermost. Okay. Then as far as this cone is concerned, only two parts are there. One is a bottom base, simply a base, and apex. That's all. There is no edges, slant edges. It's our generators. Okay, fine. So here the base is concerned. A, B, B to C, C to D, there will be a connection. Okay, A to B, B to C, C to D, there will be a connection. Partially in the boundary we have completed A to B and A to D. Two more things need to be connected, B to C and C to D. Okay, so when you are keeping the object like this, here comes, this would be the A, this would be B, this would be C, and this would be D. Okay, when you are getting the observation from the top, what happens? A to B and A to D will be visible, and what happens to it? That means B to C and C to D, it will be just lying behind from our side. We cannot get the observation when you are looking from the top. Am I right? So we need to mark B to C as a dash line. It's a invisible line, and C to D, it's also a dash line. We need to mark as a dash. Okay, there is no edges, so that we can stop with this. This is the exact thing. If you connect intermediate line A to O and C to O as a dash line or as a dark line, it will be a wrong answer. Okay, there is no edges. Okay, so this is the final top view and this is the final front view. So just try to mark the measurements. So here the cone base diameter is given 30 mm. So here you need to specify it. Okay, for that I'm going to draw a diagonal line, something like this, and going to capture with the filled arrows at the ends, and take a leader lines like this, and right above the diameter pi 30. Okay, and then axis height is provided. So by taking a line as this manner and making parallel line, just capture with filled arrow and right above the line 50 mm. It represents the axis height as 50. Okay, and then what about the inclination, which is 45 mm? So here is the axis line. Just take the line, okay, with the same inclination, take it to the XY line and make the filled arrows and note 45 degree. Okay, what is next? The note. So for that you can capture the guideline with 5 mm gap and write all dimensions are in mm. All dimensions are in mm. Okay, so I hope you understood how to work when you are having such conditions. Okay, thank you so much.